So for me, and I want to get into Jimmy Butler real quick, and I want to say that yes, I had defended Jimmy Butler multiple times. I had. I mean, even though he had 25 in Game 4, it was a very quiet 25. But I'm gonna say this right now: something was not right with Jimmy Butler, and I don't think it was the ankle. I think the ankle was healed. I'm sorry to say that ankle had to be healed through after you played the Knicks game. And then, like, if you look at through the playoffs with Jimmy Butler, right? He plays so well against the Milwaukee Bucks, taking them to 5. You saw the enthusiasm, you saw the determination, you saw his drive, you saw his grit. Beat them in 5. Then you go on to the New York Knicks. You beat the New York Knicks, and then you talking about this is my stuff and this is my ish, and you talking your smack, playoff Jimmy as he does. Go to the Eastern Conference Finals. You saw that in the beginning of the series. And then when they lost 3 games in a row, Jimmy started to fall off. Even though he was putting up numbers, he wasn't the same person personality-wise. And then the NBA Finals, you didn't see that Jimmy Butler at all. So my thing is this. It's not the ankle issue. I don't think it is. I'm not making no excuse because you played through it. And if you want to be considered one of the top superstars in this league, you're going to have to play like a top superstar, injury or not. You play through it. You get it taped up. You put on these sneakers. You put on that jersey, and you go out there and you play.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I feel like if you're going to go out there and you're going to play, then there's no reason why, you know what I mean? Like, you don't hold back.
Right.
You decided to play, so let's play. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go out there and you're injured and you're not playing 100% and you can't go 100%, then, you know what I mean? I feel like you're just wasting. You're just wasting everybody's time.
Exactly. If you knew that you was hurt, and you know that if you wanted to go anyway, and you still play, and you still didn't give your 110%, because me personally, yes, Jimmy Butler woke up in the 4th quarter, but we've seen it through this whole series that the way he drives to the basket, his body language, the way his eyes look, the way his face looks when he gets on the floor, and the way he slows down the game when he's in the game, surprisingly. Because if you look at the way the Miami Heat got into this playoff run, they was getting out in transition. The last 2 series, you could not see Miami go out in transition until you saw Kyle Lowry come into the game and speed up the game, and they get those easy baskets, and Bam Adebayo could drive it to transition and stuff like that. You didn't see that when Jimmy Butler was in the game. You saw a totally different team when Kyle Lowry was in the game instead of Jimmy Butler. You saw when Jimmy Butler got the ball, he just walked the ball up, jogged the ball up after they got a rebound. Where you got a rebound with Kyle Lowry and the rest of those boys, they got out and ran in transition. You don't, if you're the Miami Heat, you did not want to get Denver back in a set defense where you just go get a rebound, get in fast break, push the ball, and make it difficult for Denver's defense to try to stop it. But I just feel like with Jimmy Butler in his finals, is no excuse for him. It is no excuse for him. Like, and they was talking about on First Take how he's not the LeBron James. He's not the Kevin Durant. He's not the Devin Bookers. He's not the Luka Doncic. He's not the Kyrie Irving. I just feel like he's not the Steph Curry. I think he's a little bit under them, but if you want to talk about top stars, Jimmy Butler is just not that. I think he's a secondary wingman at a point, and Miami Heat's roster is going to have to change. They have to get another superstar. But Jimmy Butler, I'm sorry, bro. I love the Heat culture. The Heat is my team. But sometimes you got to criticize your best player. And right now, I am criticizing Jimmy Butler because he deserves this criticism. And I said it on the line. I feel like somebody paid him off to throw these games, and that's the way I feel about it. I feel like he was paid off to throw these games just the way he played, because the way he played, he didn't look engaged with his teammates. He did not look engaged in the game at all. I'm sorry to say, Jimmy Butler did not play well in this NBA Finals, and I'm not making no ankle sprain an excuse, because a lot of players, Jokic rolled his ankle. He rolled this ankle the same way Jimmy Butler did. And look how he played. Look how he still played aggressive. He still played with determination. He didn't let that ankle roll mess him up. Even when Jason Tatum rolled his ankle in the game 7, he still played through and tried to make shots late in that game to try to win it for them. At least Jason Tatum looked engaged. Jimmy Butler didn't look engaged at all.
I mean, again, I do. I think something's wrong. You know what I mean? And that might be why it was hard for him to get, fully committed, because he was hurting. Whether it be, you know what I mean? It could be his back, his ankle, you know what I mean, his knees, one of his tendons. Like it could be anything. And he's not gonna say nothing because he don't want to be, you know what I mean? He don't want to be labeled a quitter. He don't want to be labeled a complainer. And some guys, like, they need to take a break. And some guys, you have to tell them to take a break. And at the same time, I mean, come on, this the playoffs. This is the finals we're talking about here. So yeah, I could see why he didn't want to sit out. Because he's the main star on that team. He's the one who had everything going. He essentially drugged that team to the finals, and I get it. Like he wanted to try to go out with him, but like I said, anybody that's watched the last two series, you started to notice, like, you know what I mean. Against the Celtics, like they were killing the Celtics the first two games. Well, really, yeah, the first two games. I'll give them that they won. They did a really good job, but it was like after that you kind of noticed, like, Boston win, Boston win, Boston win, and it was like it
He
just
started
looked
to
like something.
fade.
Yeah, it looked like something was wrong though. It was more than that. It seemed more than confidence. It was
Right.
it was just, you noticed something was off, and that's why it's just like, yeah, it's sad to see it. But now, I mean, here's the whole thing. They keep, a majority of the roster. They put new pieces in line, and I mean, he could be very well right back there next year too.
Yeah, depending on who they get in the offseason, it really depends on that.